Okay, this is the 2001 Ford Focus LE with the 2-liter single overhead cam engine, not the Z-Tech engine is the way a lot of people say it. The Serpentine belt, you're going to need a 3/8 drive ratchet and a 3-inch by 3/8 extension to get this thing off. Alright, that was the single overhead cam 2.0 liter Ford Focus 2001. That's the battery box, and that's where the battery box sat. There's 3 bolts that hold that battery box in there, and right now you are looking at that clip. And let's get the light on it. There you go. That's where the fan clipped on right there. The plastic fan is now gone from in front of the radiator. You have to remove the plastic fan to get that alternator out. That's the down on the ground there. That was the air conditioner. There's only 4 bolts that hold that in. Very easy to take it off. You don't have to remove any hoses. You don't have to take any of the wiring off the fan. The fans just drop down there. It is right there. See, that wire is going down to the actual fan, the plastic fan, and there's the rest of it just laying down there. All the wires are still connected. There's 4 clips, 2 on each corner of the fan. There's the fan itself down there. And see, there's 1 clip down there. There's 2 clips on each side of that big plastic fan for the radiator. I got it jacked up. Those are the 4 bolts that hold the AC on. Hoses still on. Everything's still on. Get it jacked up. Get the belt off. Getting the belt off is a real pain in the butt. You got to have a 3/8 ratchet, a breaker bar. The 3/8 breaker bar, I could not get it in the hole to relieve the tensioner. I had to use a ratchet to get it, the square 3/8 into the right position. Had to use a ratchet with 3/8 inch extension to get that tensioner loose. And once you get that tensioner loose, once the alternator comes out, do not take the wrench off the tensioner until everything is back together and is bolted back on and the belt is absolutely in the right position. Keep that tensioner with the 3/8 ratchet on it until then. Do not let it go. If you let that tensioner relax, take the wrench off, you're in for a real pain in the butt trying to get it pulled back out to put the new alternator on. So you want to keep that tensioner pulled up with the wrench. It'll wedge into place. Just leave it there until the new alternator's on and the belt's in place. That was the most difficult part of this whole endeavor. The battery case right here, it's got a couple of plastic attachments. This is the air cleaner. You can actually just disconnect the wiring right there and this whole case just pops off. It's just rubber plug. All you gotta do is disconnect that wire right there. Oh, that's the engine temperature sensor. If you ever take the ignition coil off, that's right here. You might as well do the temperature sensor, because the temperature sensor will mess up the engine, will make it run rough, and as will the ignition coil. If you get the ignition coil goes bad, it'll run rough. But the temperature sensor, the engine temperature sensor right underneath the coil, will do the same thing. It'll also kick the engine light on. Okay, and that light is actually a 9-watt LED bulb. Very cool. Very bright. Okay, I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Here in the middle of the job, the alternator's unbolted right now, but hasn't been removed. This right here, okay, this right here is the 3/8 ratchet with a 3-inch extension on it down here. It's wedged up against the engine mount, preventing the tensioner from just whipping away. That needs to stay there until the new belt is in place. I can't tell you how important that is. If that wrench comes loose in the middle of the job, you're going to have to ratchet the tensioner, which I had to do, and it was bad. It was ugly. Don't be me. Let it sit there until you've got the new belt in place. And one other thing, look at the okay, this is the alternator itself. These are the bolts that are taken out. That one and that one, those are the two top bolts. The bottom one is between the AC and the alternator. There's just enough room to get in there with a 5/8 deep well socket. You have to have a 5/8 deep well socket to get to it in any case. And might be able to get this out through the top, but or you might be able to get it out through the bottom without taking off the air conditioner. 4 bolts I took off the air conditioner, and this slid right off that bottom stud and just came right into my hands. Put the new one in, slid it on the stud, put those bolts back in, tightened up the nut on the bottom, and this is the power to the battery. That's a big red cable, 10mm nut. That should have come with the new alternator. And this is the plug where this right here plugs back in. So let's not put that power there. The plug. Alright. Tighten all that up. Then put the belt on. And then you can have your 3/8 inch ratchet back. But you're going to need another ratchet because the 3/8 ratchet should be staying right here throughout the job until you're done. And since I'm here and we've got the battery and the battery box off the car already doing the alternator, the battery and battery box are also removed to replace the ignition coil. So here's the coil and all the wires and where they go to the cylinders.